Melissa.
Hi, you gonna come down?
I'm trying to. I'll be right there.
Okay, that's fine. Take your time.
I'm almost there. I think April's coming too. I just saw her drive by. I just need a copy of the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, green folder. Green folder.
Oh, I gotta grab something from the truck. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, good.
I know, you didn't tell me that.
Oh my God. I have a personnel board meeting. See you shortly. I mean, have a good weekend.
So we're gonna be here. You see this thing in the middle of the table?
That's the owl.
This is known as the owl. Yeah, Michael D. Kira donated them. They were his dad's, I think. I think that's the process they got here.
So I can hook up to that.
You actually, no, you don't need to worry about your computer because we're going to use this thing.
I have a flashback.
Flashback. Why are we having a flashback?
Down here.
Becky, you won't need this computer. Oh no, you're gonna record it, so you'll need it. Yeah, and you'll have stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying you won't use it at all. You won't use it for this part. I wanted you to hear this starting up next. Hang on. No, you're frozen. Okay. Give me a second. I have the USB one. This guy? I know, micro. See the points?
Yes.
This is micro. We've already labeled it as the owl USB.
Oh, you and me.
So we may not want to detach.
Okay.
And pizza. This was not recording. Recording in progress. Okay.
Bigger than that.
So that's that piece. And then you have to put in the adapter, which is also labeled. But listen to this. Ready? Listen to what it says. You hook it up.
Oh, it has eyes.
Yeah. Okay, it's doing its thing. Give it a second.
I'm meeting Al. Download the meeting now.
We don't need that.
I kept telling, that's why I didn't know what to do.
Okay, so you should just plug and play. You should not. It should set it up automatically. So It should also give you the option. This is now you will do yours after the meeting. We'll plug it into yours and see what we have.
Okay.
Okay, so don't end the meeting.
Oh, okay. I have to set up a meeting at 7 for the web.
Okay, then we can play, we can play with this one. You have to be on that.
No, I just got to hand it off.
Okay, so once you hand it off. Right,
Yeah.
so that,
Because we don't need it.
so then you're gonna go into Zoom, which is on the screen. You're gonna hit video, meeting owl. Give it a second. I don't want to.
We don't need the owl.
No, you don't need it. If you just plug in.
Oh, I'm not letting people.
So will they pop up here?
Yes, they will be up here like a normal screen.
So where am I?
You're not anywhere. You're just sitting here being viewed by the public. At least you will be once.
This is too much, huh? I'm gonna grab Google. I'm gonna download the app and see what makes it different than the other stuff.
I have to remember to turn off my volume, right?
Your speaker.
Yeah, turn off your speaker.
I have
Because
never,
it'll vibrate against the
okay,
sound
I'm
system.
not on.
No, your speaker, if your volume is up on your own computer. It's a lovely refreshing.
Okay.
Meeting owl. I'm just gonna install it real quick and we can play around with it. But
So.
yes,
What is that?
it's a camera, speaker, and all in one.
A microphone, camera, and speaker. And it'll
Looks like.
move around and focus in on who's speaking supposedly.
Does it make dinner?
Okay, I just did the owl
Oh,
app.
there's Peg.
Okay. So give us a second.
What's going on? Hi, Peg. If
You're
you'll
muted.
unmute,
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Hello.
hi. So.
Well, it's doing that part. I just gotta attach the camera.
We are
part.
experimenting. Melissa's hooking up our new sound system to our new smart TV. And April, Melissa, and I are all in a
Attempting.
room, so we're doing a hybrid meeting
Oh.
experiment.
Wow. Now
Wow,
this,
it's re-
I have Melissa make pieces. I have this little gray square and everything is backwards on it. It says download the meeting something. I'm reading it backwards. Does that make any difference?
No, she's our technical wizard and she's working on making this. if you see-
Whoa.
can you See that thing in the middle of the table? And look
Yeah.
we're looking at you on this huge TV.
Oh, that's
I'm not-
scary. That is really scary.
Should I zoom in?
No, you're gonna be on the screen in a second.
And April is here.
Hello. Hi, April.
Oh, hello. That's the camera. That's the camera? This
That
thing
is
is
the camera.
weird.
It's very weird.
Camera.
Make me smaller.
This is what we used to have to do. We used to have to like pass the computer around to get it to go to people, but this new contraption, the owl,
Uh-huh.
is going to spin around and go like focus on people who are speaking in the meeting. So we're sorry, we're taking advantage of this meeting to do an experiment. This is pretty.
That's fine.
Here we go.
Oh, Melissa's on to something. Will it color my hair?
No,
It
unfortunately, it
won't
shows
put
way
dinner
too much.
or color your hair.
Wow.
Oh, choose a
It is
device.
so strange being here, having a meeting with these people. I'm having flashbacks.
Why?
There should be some people yelling at us.
All right, so that's the Samsung. I don't want to install it on my.
You can go
Samsung.
hide behind the cardboard box if they do it.
That. Anybody have a toddler?
Not anymore.
Not even a toddler,
Not even a
an
toddler.
adult could have.
I
one
just
of those.
got back from seeing my toddler grandchild in Colorado.
You did?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
a toddler, a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old.
oh my gracious.
you must be,
That reminds me of my life. That's what, my kids are 2 years, well, under 2 years apart.
They are. Well, yeah, this would be, yeah, a year and a half apart. The two.
Wow.
wow.
Okay, so there it is.
And that's, is that Katie's kids?
What, Becky?
Are those Katie's children?
No, they're Greg's, her brothers.
Okay.
He's a couple years older than she is, almost 3.
Nice.
Oh, set audio and video. Okay, this may be why I'm having trouble. Audio. Audio.
Where's George?
Is he in the waiting room?
Does he think it's 6 o'clock?
No, you
I don't know. Yeah, why did it get changed to 5:30? Do we know that?
We've been doing 5:30.
No, we've been doing 6:15.
Yeah, select board's been doing 5:30.
Sorry.
That's okay. It gives us a little time to practice with this.
Yeah.
Well, I did that. I sent out a note. I sent out a reminder yesterday saying that it was posted for 5:30, but we've been meeting at 6:15. So I was wondering if that, and Melody can't make it.
She said she's not making it tonight.
Yeah, she's not making it, but I bet you George thinks it's 6:15, because that is, the last couple meetings have been then.
Power adapter, okay, download the.
Well, I guess if we can
Give me 2 seconds because I think.
give
it's-
Melissa a couple more minutes, then I'll chase down George.
Okay.
I don't know, is that George calling us? I don't think so.
Is that coming from your?
Who's it from?
Not my-
Oh.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Peg, for mixing up the time. So many committees have been, Finance Committee kept changing their time and got me all off kilter.
Okay.
The other 5:30 meeting is the police study group. Not this.
All right,
Okay.
where are you? Open. Requires one.
What's can you share the agenda with me?
You want to share?
I just want to see. I'll come over to-
No, cute.
You're gonna call George?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on 1 second. It just needs to know where we are.
When did you get back from Colorado?
Well, let's see. Yes, Wednesday morning at we got home about 1:30 in the morning. We took a direct flight. Yeah, so yeah, we had a great time. We were out there about a week.
And admin
That's a lot of little
at
people.
Shutesbury.org.
I don't know. I had my great niece and nephew.
I
There I
registered
am.
under did you get a?
Perfect. Yeah, look at it. Look at us now.
All right, I see.
There.
So if this is over here,
Oh, perfect.
so if this is over here, then we can look at the screen at the same time. Shouldn't this be?
So you
Otherwise-
don't have to. Look how it's grabbing each one of us. So when we're talking, if you talk and I don't say anything, it's only gonna focus on you. See how it splits the screen?
But it's focusing on all three of us while you're talking.
Right, well, because I have this, I have to turn my video off.
Oh, okay.
So if I turn off, or Becky, it's yours. Yours is on. So if you take off your camera there, close your camera. Like, you know, when you, okay,
Like that?
there you go. So this is here, okay? Make me co-host, because I think
I
it'll
did.
throw it up.
You already are.
Yeah. So this shows the whole one. You know, it's splitting us because there's only three of us.
Oh, wow.
But we can look at the, see if I look at this,
Yeah, and then you're looking
you're looking
straight at it. And when we all look at it, we're all looking
Right.
straight ahead.
But if we moved it down there, then we could look at people and look at that at the same time.
You might have something. We hadn't tried that in our meetings, but I'm gonna, hopefully this won't make you sick, Peg.
Oh, so this obviously is the use of cameras.
Okay, so now if we're talking, see, it grabbed me. April, go ahead.
I think I have something I need to say, but I'm not getting grabbed.
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, wow. But how do we put names?
We don't.
How do I get grabbed?
Keep talking.
I'm not sure if I'll get grabbed because I have my screen up and I have no video.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
It takes a second for it to, wait, once the meeting gets going, it gets faster.
Okay, use,
Whoa.
this could be Thanksgiving.
This is,
I'm having a bit of, from my perspective, I'm having a bit of time understanding what you're saying.
okay, so we have to speak louder at it. Let me see if I can get it to come here. Let's try that. Okay, April, go ahead and say something.
I think this little owl thing, what else does it do? What does this owl thing do and what does it do? Is it like Siri?
still-
or-
And the part of it is April has a soft voice anyway, but it's muffled. Her voice is muffled. Becky, say something.
I've always had a really soft, childish voice.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
So I need to speak up. So maybe we just.
New chairs, new chairs.
New chairs,
So
new everything.
okay, keep it in the talk so
Okay.
she can hear you.
So now can you hear me better if I talk a little louder?
Yes, yes.
That helps. Okay,
And you're closer to the mic.
and I'm closer to the mic.
Now, here's my other question. What is the advantage of this? Mike's gonna get the phone. What is the advantage of this over just what we've been doing over Zoom? That's Jesse. That's our
There's
dog.
three of us, there's three of us in the room here. So
Yeah,
what we can do is we can have a meeting with 50 people on Zoom and 25 people here.
okay,
Or you're at your house. So we've been doing this with the police study group. There's a few of us that don't mind being in person. So we come in person. Cheryl, Kristen, Becky, and I are here. And then the other part of the group and public appear to us on the larger screen. So we're able to interact and talk with each other at the same time, and you're not missing anything. Does that
okay,
make sense? So it's like video conferencing.
right.
But it's still Zoom, is that right? Because we're.
This is Zoom,
This
just
is
the
Zoom.
owl is our
Hi,
speaker,
George.
our
Hi,
camera,
George.
and our microphone.
Hello?
The owl is all of that in one thing.
Mhm.
And today I learned something
Hey,
else
George.
too. You can link 2 or 3 or 4 owls if your table's long
Hi,
enough.
Georgia, it's just
You
like,
can
you
have
know,
two.
the meeting is, starting at
I know,
5:30.
right?
But this TV here in Town Hall, this is an 86-inch TV. It's huge. It's, yeah, it's 86 across or diagonal.
But you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen. If you look up the top, you see a band that's the whole room. And you can see April and Becky and I, and you can also see the screen that you're on. Can you see that, Peg?
What I see is the band across the top.
Yep.
And I see you and April and Becky right now just says, I have a gray screen for her that just says Rebecca Torres. I don't see her face.
Yep. Part of our, she's part of our.
You can see me on the top of the screen.
Yes, I can see you at the top. Now I can see you underneath.
Once I started talking, the camera went to me.
Oh,
And so I'm talking, I'm standing next, it should grab me.
but I still have a square underneath that says Rebecca Torres.
Yeah, because Becky is recording the
I'm
meeting
recording the
on
meeting.
her laptop. So
Okay.
she'll always, yeah,
Yeah,
and you can see me standing
But
next
ongoing,
to the camera.
I
or next to
will-
the screen.
I'll be like, for
See
other
if I move a
meetings,
little bit,
I
look
will
at that.
log in. like
There's the
Melissa
screen, you
did,
guys see it?
Through my Zoom account.
Okay.
Yeah, and what I need to learn how to do is hook up my computer,
Oh, look
so
at that.
I'm doing what you're doing for the finance committee.
Now it's registered, you should just be able to plug and play.
Oh my goodness. See, Melissa got it all set up so I could use it, because it was a little intimidating not knowing this technology at all. Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome. And what they do is they do make it plug and play. So what, Beck, what you don't see is I have one screen on my laptop and I'm using the big TV as a second monitor. So I can do stuff on my computer without anyone seeing it, but everybody in the room can see it. So I'm using it as a second monitor.
Uh-huh.
So if you ever want to work with 2 monitors and you don't want to buy one, just hook yourself up to your TV and make it a second monitor.
Sure, right. Just like that, huh?
Smart TV, that is.
Okay.
When I hook mine up, nothing's gonna happen.
I'll show you. See, if I go to the left here off this screen, it'll show up over here. See? And then if I go this way,
Oh,
so it's extending my display.
my daughter and I, she was giving me a lesson in this the other day. It wasn't for
April, where are your kids now?
shit, no. Rafi lives in
I haven't heard
Amherst.
her voice, but-
And his wife, Rafi's wife was in the Hampshire Gazette today, actually, under,
Oh, Robbie's wife, I thought you said your daughter,
oh, daughter-in-law. My daughter-in-law was in the Gazette under the business news. Anyway, so they live in Amherst on Route 63. And Julia and her fiance live in Pittsfield, so they're not far. We don't have to go to Colorado.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Colorado is nice, but it's, you have to get on a plane,
Just
at least
wonder-
one, and then get one coming back.
I know, but
5:30, so.
I have no grandchildren here. I've got a
Oh,
great,
and George is a grandpa now too.
oh, George has one. I have great niece and nephew that,
His little
I play
one's
with.
only like 10 days old.
Yeah, not old at all.
who had that baby? Who had it?
It's Chris's son, and his son Chris?
With Leslie? No,
No. Chris
No,
was
no.
never with Leslie.
okay. I
That's
never
his
got,
other son.
okay. Are they still together? Okay.
So did we say George is joining us soon? Did you reach him?
No, I haven't reached him. I've called twice
Uh-oh.
and got the answering machine.
Are we technically a quorum or no? I don't.
You
think
are
so.
technically a quorum though.
Really? 2 people?
3.
3.
Oh, right. Oh, yes, that's right. You're on this committee. too. That's right.
I missed the last 2 because I had a funeral. And then what was the other reason I
Well,
lost?
she missed like 3 and
Yeah, I'll see.
then you missed 1.
I rarely miss meetings.
I
And so
know.
I remember there was a funeral and there was something else. I can't remember.
That's right, that's right.
Oh, yes, the easels. Do you know how hard it is to find easels? Like the pad of paper that you write on, you know, like for,
A newsprint kind of thing, or?
yeah, like the big post-it things, right? Like in a
Yeah.
listening session you might use. So we said, the trustees gave me a task. Can you get us some easel paper pads? I'm like, sure. Called up Staples, we only have 3. I need 6. So I ended up in Chicopee and Greenfield to get the other 3. I went, yeah, I pre-ordered them from my phone on my way to the store so they would be mine. It was the great paper adventure.
Oh, that was. So if we want to, I could fill in as
Sure.
secretary.
I was gonna say, why don't we get started? And
Yeah,
George can join us. We could approve the minutes, but there are a couple of changes that need to be made. So would we want to wait until George can join us?
what are
True.
the changes?
The changes are, first of all, April was at the meeting that we last had, and he doesn't have down that April was there.
Uh,
Sorry, April.
I have to egg his house.
And the other thing is down on number 4, I mean, we can do this and then we can do, go over them later. Number 4, the committee will not be renaming assistant tax collector to associate tax collector due to state, not statutes, but statutes. Not
Statutes, yes.
statutes. Okay, I mean, there may be some really nice state statutes, but it has to be statutes. Do you see that on number 4? And I didn't see anything else. Did anybody? But the
No,
most important thing was April was there at that meeting.
was there.
Thank you for being part of this committee again, April.
Oh, it's fun.
Yes.
It's fun. It's fun.
So do we, I mean, the 3 of us can vote to approve the minutes if we make those changes, but George is going to have to make those anyway.
That's right.
So does
Okay.
anybody see anything else? And then we could just tell George when he joins us.
That's fun. Okay, so I'll move to accept the minutes as changed for the meeting November 17th, 21.
No,
I'll second
November 4th, November 4th.
November 4th. Oh, I'll
November
second that. I'll have to abstain.
Okay. All those in favor?
And I,
Make Lisa
Ross,
Neal
aye. Okay,
because I was not there.
okay. So that is done. Okay, do we want to review the agenda?
yeah,
Do you want me to send George an email?
I have,
I texted him.
yes,
Let me see if he's in his email.
oh, there it is. I was trying to find it. Yeah, it looks fine.
Nope, nothing.
Oh, the agenda. No, it looks fine.
Okay, I'm somebody's voice is going in and out. Do we want to go to the classification schedule? Did you, April, did you have time to meet with Becky? About
Yes. Yes, we did. And Becky made a phone call to the head of personnel.
The Director of Human Resources in Amherst, Dr. Donna Ray.
And she very,
Canelli, Dr. Donna Ray Canelli.
I guess I'm taking, we can't really do this without George.
No, I'm taking notes.
April's doing, playing secretary.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
That's good. I'll tell you, that's good because some of your voices are going in and out, so I'm not getting everything. I just,
Okay,
Hold on.
hold on. That's not good, because we didn't have that problem with the tiny little microphone.
It might be there. It's sensitive enough to be picking up something out here.
So let's see if this is better. We're closing doors so there's not any extra
Okay.
noise.
okay.
Does that sound good?
April, if you can take the minutes, that'd be good because that would be great. Okay. So the last I heard, Becky met with the Director of Human Resources in Amherst, and I missed the name, but I guess April got it.
I'll find it. Yeah, it was a phone call and it was surprisingly, she is very open to sharing the class of what are they, the rating sheets?
The rating sheets.
The rating sheets for the classification.
But not only the rating sheets, she said she will send us everything.
Wow.
Oh, good.
But we didn't get it in time to do that. We don't have it yet, so we haven't been able to push too much further, but that's gonna be, once that comes in before our next meeting, we can get a lot done.
Okay, great.
So what we need to, so the plan is to redo every single job, is to look at the class of every job. And the process, it sounds like it's going to be 2 people at a time. Is that how two people are going to do it at the same
Yeah,
time?
the way we've always done review of a class of, when we've had a new position like the assistant, I just realized George is trying to get in.
Yeah,
I wasn't he would have popped up there, right?
he would have, yeah.
Okay. I was
I'll bring
worried
this
that
over.
I was
I'll bring it
ignoring him.
over. Oh, Ellen McKay is in here. I'm admitting Ellen.
Okay, and we'll let her know that her thing was, she's not really on the agenda tonight. Hi, Ellen.
Hello.
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 Hey, Ellen, the reason we had originally put you on the agenda was to complete the assistant tax collector issue, and
Yep.
that's all.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want to share your comments and feelings about it, that would be great, but that's the only thing we needed you for tonight.
Oh, okay. Are you meeting right now? I mean, I don't know what your quorum is or who's on the board even. I know Peg is because I've heard your name mentioned occasionally, Peg, and it's good to see you.
Good to
It's
see
been a
you.
while.
Yes.
Hello.
And there's April and I.
Yeah. And how many people
George
are on the board besides the 2 of you?
George Charvenitis and Melody Chartier.
Right.
Melody is out sick and we can't
Ooh.
find, we think
Yeah.
George, I set the meeting at 5:30 when it's normally been at 6:15.
So he's probably
So-
confused on the time.
I think so. I think so.
Not uncommon. Not uncommon for all of us. I mean, you never know when the time changes and then where you're supposed to be when.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice if you wanted to share with us, your thoughts and feelings about what we're proposing.
I think it's
that's been appointed.
That's right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
And I am thrilled.
Oh,
Actually,
good.
it's interesting because back when he first started, he and I were chatting one day and he said, I'd love to learn the collector side because I think even then he was thinking seriously of becoming a professional in the finance area and giving up the banking. And, when this happened, I couldn't think of anything better because, to be honest with you, we really did not have people. Well, first of all, we had no applicants with any experience at all or any experience in government at all. And, anytime you have that situation, it's going to be a huge learning curve. with Ryan anyway, you know, he knows what I give him. He knows the language, he knows all that, and it's going to be great fun. I really look forward to it.
Great. That's wonderful to hear.
Such a nice young man. He really, really is. And very intelligent. I mean, he picked up the treasurer's space really quickly, and that's not easy. So I give him so much credit, and I'm really excited about it.
Well,
So
that's,
now I'm spending, go ahead, Peg.
I was going to say that's wonderful news, and it's also wonderful for the town
Oh, yes,
that
definitely.
this will work out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you
Uh-huh.
entirely. And actually, I'm spending my time now, and what few minutes I have in my 3 hours a day, you know, doing the how to do, you know, because granted, my payroll, my collector software has instructions, but it's not necessarily accurate because there are different, what do I want to say, different versions of our program. And I've been looking at him, I'm saying, wait a minute, that's not how I do it, because I have something that apparently other people don't, or vice versa. So I'm doing the how to do right now, which takes an awful lot of time, because it's, you know, you push this and then you push that, and then you have to go to this. And yeah, you know, it's not as easy as just, okay, you know, what example, periodically I get an email from Franklin Regional Inspection Services, FCCIP, and they need me to say that people are totally paid in their taxes before they issue a building permit to do whatever. And it's not as easy as just, okay, now we're going to have to go in and look at the person's account. Yeah, but there's also all kinds of other things you've got to do. So you've got to, you know, take a minute out and get all that before you can say, yep, they're clear. Or no, they're not clear. And, you know, things like that. It's a lot of little stuff that I do that, you know, aren't necessarily, that's not even covered in my instructions for my software, because it's, you know, an outside thing that we're doing. But it's going to be great. As I say, I'm busy right now typing up the how to do's, and that takes a long time.
It does. I've been there.
It's wonderful to hear that you feel good about it, Ellen.
Oh, I feel wonderful about it.
Good.
Absolutely wonderful. I really look forward to it.
And we
And-
can see with the smile on your face
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're.
And it's a relief for me. It really is. Because unfortunately, what tends to happen is I go away, and inevitably lawyers need information or banks need information, and then they get ticked because I'm not around for a week. Well, you know, it's like because especially in this economy, the banks or the lawyers, especially the lawyers, need information yesterday, because closings, be they financing or sales, are going through really fast. Or the banks get notified really fast, or the lawyers get notified at the last minute. So they always need something like yesterday. And if I'm not around for a week, there's nobody to give it to them. And they don't get happy, even though legally I have 20 days to do it, 20 business days to do it. But needless to say, I try to get it out the day I get it, because that way keep them happy.
Which you do.
Yes.
I try. And sometimes I don't, but depending on the news I'm giving them, it may not be good. But yeah. But
I think it, no, it's really awesome that, you know, Ryan is very excited to learn from you as well, you know, and it's one of those things.
yes, one of those things that's going to be great fun.
So your patience paid off, Ellen.
Yes, it did. Your patience too, Becky. Yeah, I know. That's the point I was at too. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the whole COVID, you know, COVID thing is like,
Really,
still difficult,
yeah.
still difficult.
Yep.
But just stay healthy.
Yep. You all take care of yourself, and for goodness sakes, please have a good holidays. I see
you
Becky
too.
all the time, but the other three of you have good holidays. Occasionally I see Melissa backing out of her driveway, but that's about the only time.
Or I see your husband putting out your trash.
Yes, right, on Tuesday afternoons, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's
I've seen
funny.
you guys out of the window with all this COVID and working remote. You know, I got to see hustle and bustle around, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Ellen
and
got
you,
a-
see- and you probably see all the turkeys crossing the street into your yard too, from my yard.
They come from your yard and they come and they eat through our yard, all the bugs, and you know, it's great. There was 30 of them 2 weeks ago when I counted.
Wow.
Bob said there were 16 today,
Okay.
or 18 today, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I feed them. So they know that they can come and get food from me because we put cracked corn on the ground. Because I love them. I think they're just such neat birds.
So I have a funny story real quick because, you know, everyone needs a laugh. So one day I was at home and I heard a knock. I went to the door and there was no one at the door.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
So then I went back to doing what I was doing. And I heard a knock again. And I'm like, well, that sounded like it was in the basement. So I went downstairs. Didn't hear anything. Oh my goodness. Must be my TV I have on, right? 20 minutes later, I heard another knock. I'm like, that was downstairs. So we have a basement bathroom and a window. I just stood up on the toilet and I was looking out the window and all of a sudden the turkey feast and I were face to face.
Yep.
Fell off the toilet.
I'm not
Yes.
surprised. Yeah, periodically they come and knock on our family room window because it's a ground level.
Yeah.
And people think that's really weird. Yeah,
Is
right.
it male? Do you know if it's male or female? Do they both do it or just the males?
I've
This
never
one was-
noticed.
This one was male.
I would expect it would be the males, but not, I don't know, just
I
wondering.
don't know. I'll have to look next time they do it here
Yeah,
and see.
check it out.
But sometimes they're juveniles too, and you can't tell.
Yeah, there's also some of the female turkeys grow a beard.
Oh,
So
do
sometimes-
they? I didn't know that. They have too many hormones of the other way, I guess, or something.
Maybe it's just a genetic thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably. I didn't
But he-
realize that. I thought they were all males when they had that. That's in the,
Occasionally it's a female.
oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, yesterday morning, I came out to get in the car, you know, out of the garage, and I heard a turkey, and then the turkey took off and flew up into a tree. Was very upset about my coming out the door. I didn't even see it until it squawked at me.
They want the food. They don't want the.
Yeah, but
present.
no, but that was in the back of the house. This one was in the front. And kind of, okay, fine. There were actually two of them. They flew up into the trees, and I'm sure they went down later and merged with the group, but still turkeys are interesting.
April,
Yeah.
April, are you getting this all in the minutes?
Discussing turkeys.
Got it, yes.
Getting back to this meeting,
Yeah, we would.
we're waiting basically for everything we had under 5, you know, things we were going to be doing. You know, positions subject to pay reviews and future meetings are. We're not going to be doing any of that until we hear from Amherst, correct?
Right.
All
Yeah.
right, so all the things, whatever was on our agenda for tonight,
I have your agenda here.
yeah, and everything is based upon what we're going to be hearing from Amherst as far as guidelines and things we want to look at and things we, you know, we want to, if we need to make changes, which we probably will.
Yeah, you had a classification scheduled at 6 and job descriptions at 6:20.
Yeah.
Yes, wait, 6,
6 o'clock and 6:20,
right.
according to what I printed out.
Yes, job description 620, and all of that is based on what we were going to be hearing from the woman in Amherst, Director of Human Resources, whose name was, I didn't even get it down. That's when I wasn't hearing anything.
Dr. Donna Ray Kennelly.
Donna, D-O-N-N-A?
Yeah,
Can you spell her last name?
I think it's Kennelly.
And she
Okay.
had was she hyphenated? Because you said read. Now, is that R-E-I-D, R-E-I-D? How do you spell that one?
It's Donna Ray,
Ray,
R-A.
oh. Okay, it sounded like read.
That way, my voice isn't quite good enough for the microphone yet.
No,
You're
I can hear-
echoing. You're echoing is the
Yeah, there's a
problem.
bit of an echo. Now, I had trouble hearing April at the beginning, but she got closer to the microphone and was
Mhm.
talking louder. But you're right, Ellen, there's a slow echo. It's like it's a roll,
Yeah,
sort of. So is
Is
there,
that, is that echoing now?
yeah, there's
Is
a
that
bit, but
echoing now?
it's almost like it's in because of the room you're in.
yeah, that's what I was
Um,
thinking. If you're in an empty room and it's a big, well, no matter how big, but you don't have any curtains, you don't have anything to take the
Yeah,
echo out.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
Did
So,
that change anything? Or is it still echoey?
yeah, but not badly, not badly. It works. I was really having trouble hearing April at the beginning before when we first started, when you were, figuring that all out, but.
You should get a.
So is there anything we need to do tonight other than decide on when we're going to be able to meet next?
Probably not. I mean, the job descriptions are on the agenda.
Yep.
But they need to.
Oh, I don't
be-
mean anything quite like that, Becky.
Okay.
Not quite, but just something,
Yeah, I-
something,
I-
something that, we'll figure that out, something just a buffer, because I think it's going through the table. Because
Okay.
you said that sounded better. I made an adjustment. So you said that sounded better.
Yeah, for me it does. How about for you, Ellen?
yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so it's, we'll figure that out. I think we
Okay.
need to know.
So
Yeah,
I
you're
have
much
an-
clearer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have an
Second
old
on the table.
issue. The sexual harassment policy, we approved that, but I can't remember, the personnel board approved it, but I don't think it went to the select board.
Okay.
Do you think that's right?
I think that I don't remember seeing him on the.
Becky, can you repeat that?
Okay, if there's
Yeah,
no need for me, I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ellen.
Once
Bye-bye.
again, have a great holiday, y'all.
You too. You too. Enjoy it.
Oh, I will.
Then eat them.
Okay. Yeah, so I just thought since we could take this opportunity just to check out the status
Oh,
of.
you know, let me search let me search email, hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
The George is here. It's 6:15. He's right on time.
Yeah, we gotta,
Do you want me to?
I got it.
Oh, he's gonna be surprised.
I see George's name.
Hi, sorry, I'm
Hi,
sorry about that.
that's all right. It got changed, it got posted at a time then we haven't, well, never mind. It just, when Becky posted, Becky, did you post it? I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to decide
Okay.
if we want to meet at 5:30 or 6:15 from now on, so we know.
Well, I always thought we were 6:15. I wasn't even paying attention to anything else. Was that in your email the other day? Did it say 5:30?
I said it was posted, I noticed, I didn't say 6:15, I noticed it had been posted for 5:30.
I
But we
missed that
had
part.
been meeting at 6:15, so that was the confusion.
Sorry about that.
Well,
Don't be apologized, please. We,
don't apologize, yep, we're good.
We took a few minutes too, George, to start using this owl. As you can see, the Becky, April and I are actually in town hall and you
Oh.
can see us all.
Okay.
So I was trying to show you,
You have to turn your camera on.
yeah.
Hang on one second.
Yes.
We have some high technology that we're trying out. We have an owl. So it's a conferencing microphone, speaker, and camera. And so when I speak, it follows me. And then when someone else speaks, it slowly changes. to them.
Oh, that's
If
interesting.
I'm gonna say something, then it's gonna show me maybe. There I am.
I'm still not able to.
There you
Well,
are.
I see.
More.
Oh, here it is. See,
There you
see,
go.
there's the owl.
That's what I see. I mean, I see Melissa and Becky over Peg, and to the right at the top is me, and then below that is April. Yeah, I can see it. And April's looking at the same thing, and you're looking at the same thing, Becky. All right.
And then there's a,
Panoramic.
at the
Yeah,
top.
at the top.
Yeah.
I do see panorama, very scenic.
So we have an 86-inch TV that we're using as a second monitor to see you guys in while we're having the meeting.
This is the hybrid development that you were hoping would never happen, George.
I wasn't against this. Well, whatever, that's another story. I don't think we want to go down that road right now.
Okay,
But we now have a video conferencing center here that we can easily, if we ever go back to just traditional meetings with people here, we actually have a video, a TV we can use as a monitor to put things up on the screen for the group.
So I can't tell which room you're in. Is that the select board room?
It's downstairs in the.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I know, it looks funny when it's panoramic. See all the walls.
Yeah,
George,
everything looks far away. Yes.
all right. Going back to your, I want to move this meeting along here. It's sort of
Yeah.
going along. Okay, so we're going back to your wonderful minutes. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. They were great.
Oh, so did you vote to approve them?
We did, but we made a couple changes, and that's what we want to tell you.
Oh, okay, yep.
Okay, first of all, April was at the meeting and she's not listed.
Oh, I'm sorry, April.
That's okay, don't say that. They were great minutes. They were great minutes. They're much appreciated. And under number 4, it's not gonna be statues, it's gonna be statutes.
Good point.
And I think that's it. Did we have anything else? We went ahead and approved them with the changes. So if you can make those changes.
Yeah, just somebody help me spell statutes. Statutes. Let me see
Yeah,
if
it
it,
doesn't work with statutes due to state statutes. There might be some very interesting statutes.
well, statutes are an issue in some states. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I will submit these minutes with those amendments.
Okay. And are you
And I-
getting those to the town clerk? When I was secretary, I never knew we were supposed to forward them.
I do.
Okay,
Yes, I do.
okay. And good for you, because I didn't know that. The other thing that we've been talking about, and we've been talking about the fact that Becky was in touch with the Director of Human Resources of Amherst. And Becky, what is she gonna send us?
She's gonna send us maybe everything, the whole upgrade that they did, but for sure the rating sheets. That's the critical piece that ours appear to be updated in light of, equal pay issues and things like that, that have transpired over the last 20 years.
And George, in your absence, I've been taking notes, so.
I was just going to ask.
No, so take the night off.
Thank you, April. I will.
Okay,
If you want the template, I can send you an Excel, the spread, the last minutes in Word. It's up to you.
That's fine. That'd be good.
Okay, I'll do that.
so basically, we're waiting to hear from Dr. Donna Ray Keneally, the Director of Human Resources, for that rating sheet. And what else did, Becky, you said there was something else that she said?
She said she could send us most likely all the different documents, not just the rating sheet, which gives us a running start and a peek into all their systems that we might want to take further advantage of.
Okay. Okay, and what was I gonna say? Oh, so we're gonna be waiting on that. And is there any new business that we need to deal with until we receive that information?
The only thing, Peg, is if you can come in and sign the assistant collector's PAF,
Okay,
and that's just going to be at the same rate that he's currently being paid as treasurer.
okay. So when would be a good time for me to come in and do that?
What works for you? Tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday?
I can do tomorrow in the afternoon, early afternoon, or later
Okay.
afternoon. When are you around tomorrow?
Most of the day.
Okay,
Till 5.
3-ish, 4-ish, what's good?
Either one is good.
Okay, so I'll come, can I say sometime between 3 and 4?
Sure.
Okay. We'll do that. Anything else that we need to?
The other issue George brought up at FinCom last night, we should probably walk through again,
Okay.
which is the amount of money needed to be transferred into the assistant collector line, since the FinCom, Susie Mosier on the FinCom did remember what happened. It was her suggestion at the end of the budgeting cycle to reduce that line from 4,400 to 2,200, but then carry forward $2,200. And I didn't get that done. So we didn't do the carry forward because I was thinking it was a transfer. So the carry forward didn't get done.
So when you looked over the minutes, I had the calculation in the minutes, and I don't have it in front of me here. So it was
The
like-
minutes,
I
I think it's different than the one I did, so.
wrote down what was said last time, the 4 hour, wait a minute,
4 hours a week.
For 32
hours.
weeks.
for 32 weeks, $128 a week. Is what it would cost, I think.
That I don't know, but
Or then I also have 173 hours times Ryan's current state pay.
I have a calculator here. We can recount, give me, do you remember what
Yeah.
numbers are?
do we know what his
One
rate of
second.
pay is?
2176.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
want to confirm that.
Okay,
Okay, times what?
173. And where did that come from?
173?
Hours, 32 weeks at 4 plus 45 hours for 3 weeks of vacation or sick.
Okay.
That's right.
So-
So
so-
120,
Okay, I'm listening.
I was going to say, so it's 128 hours for the 32 weeks and an additional 45 to get to the 173. And at 2176, that will give you, drum roll, please.
3765.
Yep.
Okay. Which is what we had in the minutes, right?
Yep.
3764 is what was in the minutes, right?
Yeah, 3764.48. 3765 is fine. So we want to basically take 3765 and we know we have 2,200 in the budget.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to go to the finance committee and make a formal request for 1565 in that line.
Yeah. And that would come out of hopefully out of the FinCom reserve. I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Yes.
What does that come out of? Can you repeat that?
It would be coming out of the FinCom reserve.
Okay, I had trouble just hearing your voice again, April. You have a very soft voice. I heard part of it. Okay. Okay, thanks.
That's why we're experimenting with this group. So, because the volume is, we had pretty much gotten rid of the problem, but Melissa's making all kinds of adjustments on the audio settings.
Oh, here, I don't need to do that in front of everybody, so we can see. Let's see.
So the plan, when is the FinCom meeting again? Would that be 2 weeks?
Yeah, December 1st, I believe it is. Yes, it is 2 weeks, April.
Okay.
Hey, does that sound better?
You sound fine. Have April talk. That's where I'm having troubles.
So the FinCom is going to meet in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
I heard
That's better?
Seems like
maybe
it.
I need to-
No, it was an adjustment. So I had to change my microphone to use the owl.
Ah, okay.
It was using my something.
So are you using your own personal PC, Melissa?
I am here, yes.
And-
Yes, I am here. So these are all really plug and play tools. So I have the screen I have on an HDMI port, and I'm using the big screen as a second monitor. And then the Owl is plugged into my computer with a USB, and it acts as the video, audio, and camera,
Oh,
speaker, audio, and camera. So we're hearing you out of the Owl, and you're hearing us through the Owl and seeing us through the Owl.
so when any members who go to town hall and participate in the meeting from town hall, they need to bring their own PC?
No,
No, you wouldn't have,
well, you'll need at least one person with a
Yeah.
PC per
Oh, so-
committee, and
so the chair could bring the computer and just plug
So-
it all in.
All three of you are working through that PC essentially.
No, I'm not.
we're just playing on, I mean, like, I'm just looking up salaries and stuff like that. This is the only active PC related to conferencing.
It's only going through one, so that's why you see the one block, and then we keep appearing, because the Owl
Okay.
keeps adjusting to it. Becky has signed in because she's recording the meeting on her laptop, so she's signing in and that, but, yeah. Yep.
Someday I'll be on the other side and then I'm sure I'll get it.
Yeah, and you probably already have the concept there.
Yeah, if you have a smart television, you're way ahead of me.
Have you ever put your PC on your television?
Mm-mm.
I have.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What?
So
It
is there any,
changes constantly.
further business? Oops, sorry. Is there any further business?
Well, I reviewed all the documents that were received, but I guess we have to wait for additional information from Amherst.
Right.
We also evaluated the salaries for two positions in our town, the tax collector and the assistant tax collector. When are we going to, we don't want to approach the others until we go through the rating system. And then we're going to rate each job individually. Is that what our process is going forward?
That's the way I understood it. But
But is that a bad idea? Do we need to move ahead and review the other job descriptions now?
I think the job description would be okay, maybe not the rating until you.
Well,
hear
it
back.
could, yeah, the job descriptions could change.
I was thinking in terms of the analysis we had comparing market in Franklin County to what we're paying our people now. Like, that's what we had done with the treasurer and the tax and the tax collector. Just if we're here and we're meeting, I don't know if it's appropriate to do that.
So if we could get, so that's the accountant. The
Yeah,
only
just-
thing I just have to be off by 6:55.
Yeah, we could look at the account now, accountant, administrative assessor, assessor clerk, equipment operator, librarian, town clerk, any one of them.
well, why don't we start with the accountant, because that's what we have down that we're gonna do.
Okay, so the one thing I'll say about the accountant is that one's going to be a little tricky. So, the schedule that I sent that has all the positions, right? That's what we're going to work off of.
Mhm.
Can somebody put that up on screen, or do we not need to?
No, I can do it. I just
Okay.
want to make sure I have one open, but I think I have a bunch of them. So I want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm giving you privileges.
Okay. How does that work with the owl? All right, let's take a look.
It works the same. So
Yeah, because
Zoom,
we're still on Zoom. Yes.
yep.
It's this fancy colored one. And you
Oh,
all
yeah,
s- All right, you all remember this one.
yes.
So looking for the accountant, it was tricky because a lot of the towns outsource the accountant.
Right.
Wow, yes.
And so these are the only ones that really reported that they were paying a salary. Row, Heath, and look at the differences.
Look at the difference, yes, between those. Wow.
Well, again, you know, I know throwing out the other ones is apples to apples, but we're also ignoring the actual cost people are paying. What towns are
$71.
paying service. I think that has to be acknowledged because that's the competition. I mean, that's a competition for our accountants.
Well, that's what towns are willing to pay.
Well, they're willing to pay it because they have no options. Because there's been such a tightly held industry that they didn't used to allow training outside of, you know, succession
Yeah.
in a given office.
So are you still seeing my Excel spreadsheet?
Yes.
Because I've got the wage and salary survey up. Yeah, for accountants. I'm just taking a quick look at it. And it is exactly what we said. Yeah, I understand, Becky, what you're saying, but I don't think we want to pay $71 or whatever it comes out to the current accountant. We don't need to, and yes, towns are willing to pay a third party and they're willing to pay top dollar for that.
Or they're forced into it too, right? I mean,
Right.
right. They're
They have
forced
no
into
other
it.
That is what Becky's saying. Yes, good point.
But the other piece of it is they only give like those $74 an hour ones, they usually only work 8 hours a week. They have a
Extremely
limited,
part-time.
yeah, they're only given a set amount of hours.
So
So
it's like
there's a
consultant.
cap. Yeah,
It's like consultant.
and
Right.
the other is the FERCog is paying their benefits.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep, the $71, it has to include their bennies. Bennies can run anywhere from 25 to 30% of their salary, right?
And the way we currently operate, the collector and the accountant do not receive any benefits. Because they're both at 15
under.
hours a week, they're under the 20 hours. So they don't even get sick time or anything.
And what's the hourly rate to get that 25?
20.
20.
20 hours is state by state statute. So I don't know how to throw that in, but just looking at what you do have, George, you do have an average total.
Yep.
Based on what, 5 towns?
3,
3, only 3 towns.
those 3 right there. Well, you know, Row, obviously a very small town. So their books are probably pretty simple. Irving is sophisticated. Heath isn't more sophisticated than we are. That's a small town. Well, I also, the other thing we can compare to is, I know you sent me state data for those other positions, the treasurer and the collectors. Also, how does the accountant job, I mean, this is where the rating might really work. How does the accountant job compare to the treasurer or the tax collector jobs in that point scoring system? Maybe we really do need to wait to complete the point scoring for the accountant, treasurer, and tax collector, and then see, does the account land at the same spot, above or below, and use the tax collector or treasurer's new salaries as the basis for how much we might want to raise this one. Does that sound like an option?
but in the meantime, we've already graded using our old system, haven't we? We've got, so are they all in the same grade?
The treasurer is 685. I'm looking at, this is 10 years old, but
Okay,
the treasurer was rating at 685. collector is 665, and the accountant for some reason is 650. So they're within
Pretty close.
35.
Okay.
So they're all in grade 8, along with the assessor, who's at 665.
I can't remember, what did we raise the treasurer to?
$25?
And we raised the collector to 27?
Yeah,
I thought the treasurer was 21.
that's his old salary.
Oh,
He said, what, raise it to?
okay.
Yeah, it's in one of our minutes, actually. Not that long ago. Yeah, $27 for the tax collector. And 25 for the treasurer. So based on that logic, the grading system isn't really consistent with what we've done.
No. Well, except there's also longevity.
Yeah, experience, tax collector wins on that one, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
It was 40, 45,
46.
46. That's just incredible.
Yeah, and the accountant, right? She's very experienced. She's done this for many different towns, much bigger towns, more sophisticated towns than ours, like Hadley with all their issues.
In Orange currently, she's gonna be retiring in May from Orange. She promised she'd stay with Shutesbury about 5 years ago, and she's keeping her promise. Despite Gabriel Volker trying to snatch her from me.
Oh, for crying out loud. Well, and but that leads to the whole point of this exercise. I mean, this is our concern. It's the quality people are definitely getting hunted down. We saw it with Marcus on the police department. These towns are desperate for people with the relevant experience.
Mhm.
And our assessor, he's still working in town, but he's taken a second job because he was, assessors are rare and few between these days.
Yeah.
And so I think part of what we're dealing with is we have to pay people what they're worth. And understanding that if people leave, it costs us a lot to get somebody new. And I think this is going to have to be the sell to the more fiscally conservative people.
Well, and it doesn't just, it's not even something I think you can put 100% monetary value on that you're losing, because you're losing the institutional knowledge, you're losing someone you already have a wonderful relationship with.
Yep.
And those things I don't think you can put monetary on.
Nope.
And I agree with all those things. I think that's absolutely correct. Especially in this environment with people leaving for higher pay. It's a phenomenon that's happening all over our society. I think we also have an issue with a limited pool of people with the talents that we're looking for.
Right. Right.
And it was limited before even the labor market now, and now it's even tighter,
Yeah.
like it was limited before. And now you got even tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are choosing not to work in municipal government. And so it seems like for us, bringing the salaries up to closer to what is average makes sense.
A 5% increase for the accountant brings her at the same level as the treasurer. I'm not saying that's what I'm recommending, but that's what 5% is. 10%, or let's see what 8% would be. 8% would be 2580. So I think it should be at least $25 for her. I would say that's at a minimum. She has more experience than the treasurer, but her rating comes in below the treasurer's rating.
I
And
didn't
we'll
hear
have
that, George. What did you say at the end, George? But her
Becky
rate,
said that, yeah, her rating is 650 on the point scale, and the treasurer was what, 680, I thought I heard?
something like that.
685.
Okay.
But we'll have to see if it changes at all. during the process, but I think this is all good thinking, and then just to flag it
Mhm.
with double checking the rating totals after we go through the new process.
I mean, I'm not 100% opposed to $30 an hour. You know, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. either.
I would just be concerned about making the account salary too much greater than the treasurer's.
Okay. Okay.
I think our finance people should be in a fairly narrow range. I mean, relatively close to each other.
I
don't want
guess the one, we're giving credit to the collector's longevity
Mhm.
when the experience, I think Gail's experience is about 40 years herself.
Yeah.
Since she started in Amherst.
And that gives Ryan something to shoot for, as well. I mean, I know we're being recorded, but in the long run, he can, when he has more experience and he's better, he can make that argument for himself. And hopefully we'll have increases that will reflect his experience. I understand what you're saying, Becky. I'm not opposed to that. If we wanted to go to $26 an hour, for instance, that would be, I think, 1.1. Yeah, it'd be less than that. So it'd be like 8%. No, it'd be 9%.
So the other fun we're gonna have is balancing this with the current salary.
Oh,
chart,
right.
The compensation, yeah. We'll figure out how to do it. Yeah, we can figure out, we'll figure
Can we
it out.
decide just to get rid of that whole salary chart and just base it on percentages every year? Or do we have to have a salary chart?
We have to have them we have to be able to compare them in that way.
We have
Oh,
to
no,
be
I
able to
meant-
what?
I meant not this salary chart we're looking at now, but
I
you know,
know
a
which
step
one, yeah.
salary
So if-
stuff. Do we?
Yeah, we need, that's an essential piece. So
Okay.
you have to have some logic, because what will happen otherwise is you'll do random stuff and you'll end up having, your clerk being paid more than your sergeant in the police department. I'm just, that's
I
why you
think-
just want to continue to block it
Have some
out
parameters.
and make sure that there's a relationship between the top and the bottom.
Is that's one thing that Amherst College did. They got rid of the step system. Gone.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
my company as well, where I was working. It
There's
seems to
no-
me it's limiting.
Well, it definitely is limited, and the ridiculous piece of it is none of the department heads have been on the chart for 15, 20 years.
And that's what was happening in Amherst is you could bump up against something and then for 20 years that person couldn't move. Or
Right.
for whatever reason, they couldn't move. So you get a stipend at that point, but so they got rid of all of the steps and you just keep going.
And that's a good way to lose employees.
I've tried to adapt it to, but still keeping the relationships between the positions.
Mhm.
Yeah, the last version, so we should look at that too, to see, because it's really not functioning the way it was
Intended.
20 some years ago. Yeah. I have to redo it every year
Yeah.
with whatever random
Thing that
rate
we do.
increase that's decided, when for a solid 20 years, we did 3% every year. And we still fell behind because we started really low.
Yeah. So if we were to throw that out entirely, that sounds like what you're saying is, then that would be, we lose some level of structure.
Yeah.
That we have.
But there was a
And-
decision made like 20 years ago to take all the department heads off of it. And then what we did is we lost relationships between department heads, which was an issue that you guys were talking about last year.
Right.
So maybe we have to reevaluate the whole thing and figure out where a starting point is with all the rankings that we get from the
Yeah, and
classification.
think of it in that way, maybe, maybe we adjust how that is, how that works.
Yeah, because it used to be you could give a copy of the salary chart to an employee and they could basically see where they could project, oh, if I stay here for 5 years, this should be my rate of pay.
Right.
You can't do that anymore because of how we operate,
Right.
because you just don't know what the town is going to do.
Every year to year, it's always a battle. Well, yeah, and now it's based on inflation, so it'll be interesting to see how that system works, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
we'll have to rejigger the schedule every year based on that.
So that those numbers we decided we'd look at the beginning of January?
Mhm.
Is that
Yeah,
the
the
cycle
first,
you guys remember? I
Yeah.
was trying to remember when.
Yeah, because we have to decide on that.
I think
but,
February, using January's, yeah, we got the policy written somewhere. I can pick it up for our next meeting.
Okay.
It's in the minutes. We wrote it, we documented it in our minutes.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so if we go to $26 an hour, and again, I'm not suggesting it, but if we did, it would be a 9% increase for her, and it would be an increase in budget of roughly $1,700.
Okay, and now
Salary.
the secretary is 1,676 per hour?
No, that's the difference between this rate and that rate over the course of
Right. That's what I was just
52
gonna
weeks at 15 hours. So if you look at this, I took the difference between, if we went to $26 and it's 2603 and the
Back on the budget.
2388, yeah, and I multiplied it times 15 per week and 52 weeks, right? 1,700
That's the increase.
above and beyond what we budgeted.
So I
At
did,
2388.
What, Becky?
one of the questions on the Amherst region request for information was what department needs more resources in your town? And George, this morning I saw Jim Walton and I suggested to him that the personnel board is highlighting a number of positions that need potentially more funding. And which you had already brought to the finance committee, but that might be something that should be put in that as an answer to that question.
Yeah, that should be included. I think that's a good point. I'm concerned about that. Only in one respect, the devious person in me thinks, well, we don't want to tell Leverett and Pelham we're trying to raise rates to keep our employees, that they're going to try to poach. But yeah, I think that's a good point. We are doing a salary review in this environment with.
Yeah, we can just say we're starting with a classification compensation review, and we don't have to say
Further.
any further. Yeah.
So did Jim agree to that? He's going to include that? Good.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
great.
get back,
Yeah, that's a good idea, Becky.
and I'll give them the better phrasing. I think the better phrasing is what I just said. And I think with him, I just talked about the issue of salaries for different people in town for a number of the positions.
And right now we're looking at our financial team.
Yeah.
So can we look at the assessor quickly? I have to remember 655. We got to
I'm
jump.
watching.
All right, so the administrative assessor in Shutesbury currently makes $21.86 an hour. The average in Franklin County is $29.45 an hour. The highest, without the highest, it goes down to about $28.76, and the median looks like $28.76 is the number. And if we look across, we can see the various amounts in the various towns. Conway seems to be higher. Irving is closer to the average, which is interesting for a town size. It's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because a number
Oh.
have subbed out.
Consultants again, probably.
Oh, actually. I'm sorry, say that again?
Irving, I know Irving subbed out, I think. What's odd though, is you have the lowest at 2590, but ours is 2186.
Ours isn't in the group to the right. I keep ours out because I don't want ours to skew the average.
Wow.
Yeah,
There
I
are
guess
not
we
that
need to
many.
raise this one, huh?
So if we were to raise that up to the average, the,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice, huge increase.
Yeah,
Wow,
$7.
I
yeah.
think that's what Kevin's making in his other town.
He's making $29 in Mendon.
It's Hopkinton, I think, next to
Oh.
Mendon.
So Hopkinton, that's a bigger community.
Yeah. So what
But he's,
percent,
he's the assistant assessor there. If he moves to the full-time assessor, I think it'll be like 60 or 70 grand.
What is, can you explain,
yeah,
George, what does this mean, average without high or low?
So when I calculate the average for all the towns starting in column K and to the right. But then you have some towns where the highest rate is just an anomaly compared to the rest. And you always have one town in many cases where they pay really low and they're an anomaly. So I just did this to kind of refine it. In most cases, it's not a big difference, but in some cases it does yield something different. I'm not even sure it's relevant, but I just wanted to take out any towns. You know, Franklin County, you've got some towns that just have some, strange history, or
But if you
somebody's
look at this
brother
one-
works there and gets a good rate.
And we are the lowest one, are we not, in this?
We are.
By a
Again,
lot.
I don't
Little.
include our town in these calculations
So,
because I didn't want to throw these off. I wanted to keep them pure without the impact of our town in it.
so what percent increase would that be? 2186 to 29.
It's about 30%, 26%,
35%.
35, I was low.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, you were close. 35. That's a third. He's willing to do the job for 2186. He's making 29.
He was tracking his hours, and I mean, he loves Shutesbury because we gave him a start, but I wouldn't say he's yeah.
No.
I would, if we ignored, if we didn't touch his salary now, I don't think that would be, and we did touch the collectors and other people's and the treasurers and the accountants.
I'm not suggesting that we don't do anything. I'm suggesting we don't necessarily have to go up to $8. I was just going to suggest we do something closer to in between, bringing them up to $26, for instance. Or 25, something like that, like with the others. How much experience does he have? Has he been doing this his whole life?
No, he just started, that's why we got him.
That was your
for-
point.
Because.
It was
but
a
he had
hobby for
been-
him, right?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
hobby. He was a assessor in his town doing hands-on work. And now at this point, he's very well versed. He's like on the Assessors Council for Massachusetts. He's become highly respected. And yeah, he's really invested a lot and come a long way.
No, and he's very professional. Certainly he's a good communicator. I like the fact that he comes to town meetings and he stands up in front of the town and explains things to people. I think that's great.
And he takes on the public's questions in a wonderful way. You know, like no matter who
Not
has a
shy
question,
away.
he responds fully. He educates as much as he can.
And the
And I
finance,
think your logic, George, it keeps it kind of similar to the accountant where, you know, where you're not going all the way, but you're showing that the intention is for.
But we also have to look at it and within the context of our ancient grading system, that all of these positions are a grade 8.
Yeah, he was 665, so he comes in same as the collector, 20 points below the treasurer and 15 points above the accountant.
so that makes sense. So if we gave him 10%, a 20% raise, it'd be 26, 23,
What percent raise is that?
20.
20%.
I think he would be happy with that, for sure. But it's not about him being happy, it's about it being,
Well, remember, being happy with it, he probably would be happy that we gave him a 20%. He'd recognize that that's a pretty big jump in 1 year. And, you know, in the long run,
Is that the amount, 4,500?
that's the increase in the
Okay.
salary.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's okay, that's fine. So, that's a pretty big increase, and I can't imagine he wouldn't be happy with that. And it gets us closer to market. Doesn't get us all the way to market, but it certainly gets us closer to it, so that if we have to address the market at some point in the future, it
Yeah.
won't be as big of a jump.
Better.
So you
Yeah,
said,
it was-
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Peg.
Well, I was just going to ask, you said that he got all of his, he's trained here in Shutesbury. Is that what you said?
No, I said, before he came here, he did a lot of the he did all the trainings. He was totally certified. He was working as an assessor, but not in charge of an assessing department. So that's why he came in lower, but he's been extremely effective and become a real professional in the field over, you know, while he's been here over the last few years. And when we hired him, we were able to, you know, the consultant would have cost extremely large amount more
Right.
than we were able to keep the salary what it was, which was probably low at the time. But I think at this point, with what he has given the town and his competency and experience has grown, that this would be reasonable and also put us in a place that if there is a transition, we'd be more able to make the transition.
These are important points to bring to the finance committee, because these are big, that's a big number.
So what's the dollar amount for the year for him?
4,500, 4660.
No, but you mean the current annual salary, April?
No, what the increase would be if
Yeah.
he went up 20%.
That's in the yellow column right there.
Oh. There it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the difference between this and that, which is a 20% increase, times 20 times 52 is 45, 46, 60.
And I apologize, at this
No,
point,
yeah.
could we make it a plan that we continue on this process?
Yep.
I'll save the
And then-
schedule just like this.
Get
how
the classification schedule, April and I will jump on that as soon as it comes. And keep this conversation going and meet in 2 weeks. okay?
Yeah.
Yes, so that would be the 2nd or the 9th of December.
Can we
I
make it the
believe.
9th? I don't think I can make the 2nd.
You can't make the 2nd, you said, George?
Yes, I cannot make the 2nd.
Can everybody else make the 9th?
Yep.
Hold on, I'm just looking at my thing.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
okay. When is our,
How about you, April?
That's
Yeah,
a Thursday.
okay.
Yes.
that's the second Thursday, we have the police study group.
We have the police study group on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays.
How about Wednesday the 8th? Or December 6th, September 6th, December 16th, is not gonna work.
I gotta get my calendar, hold on.
How about Wednesday, the 8th?
Can do.
I'll put it in.
This is really going to be exciting. So it's 6:15, 5:30, take an average.
6:15, I
No,
apologize.
no average, 6:15. One time, so I only have to remember one thing.
Yes, exactly. I would even like to make it 6:30, but hold on. Let's do it.
Finance Committee and Select Board used to be the same time, and now they're all different. And then Finance Committee changed the time, and now then
And the
Personnel
day.
used to be 7:15, and now it's 6:15, and it,
And I just asked if the select board can have 45, so I
Yeah,
can
no,
get.
it's-
Back up already, huh, Becky?
Well, right, because you're traveling again. Is that?
First of all, I can meet the 8th, but what do we want to do for time? I missed that whole discussion of time.
6:15. George will be on
6:15.
time, and if I'm early, it'll be a miracle.
All right, well, let me change it, 'cause I think I accidentally put, oh no, I did put 6:15.
Okay, I got it.
And I apologize, I'm gonna end the meeting and boot everybody up. Please adjourn first.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
all those
move-
in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Arvin, aye.
Ross?
Makepeace.
Aye.
Stein, aye.
You
Bye-bye.
guys, I appreciate it very much.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.